Hi, Math 1 students. We're going over the 5.1 through 5.4 Summative Assessment Review. And the first three questions, they don't ask you to do any more work than just identify the form of the given equation. For number one, another way we could write this is y equals some y value plus a slope times x minus an x1. This is known as point slope. As we take a look at, say, number 2, by the way, we could also write this as negative 3x plus 6, but at the end of the day, that's either y equals b plus mx or y equals mx plus b. This is slope-intercept form. And then finally, if you have ax plus by, and of course b could be a positive or a negative number. Here you see a 12x minus 7y. It really doesn't matter. If x and y are together, no fractions, we have what we call standard form. Well, let's keep going here. We're asked for number 4 to get this equation into standard form. In other words, standard form, as we just see at the top of the screen here, I'm going to highlight this. Standard form is ax plus by equals c, no fractions. So when we look at number 4, we want to get our x and our y together. I'm going to add a 2y to cancel that out, and we can have negative 5x plus 2y. On the right-hand side here, we're just left with the 13. There you have it. X and y are together on the same side. You look at number 5, and again, standard form is what is being asked for. Tell you what, your x and y are not together. I'm going to subtract a minus 1/2 x. This 13y is a positive value. And forgive me, this x fell down a little bit. We don't want to write it as if it's in the denominator. But at this point, I hope you can see that we're not done. You really can't have a fraction in standard form. And the problem that we're going to see is down here with that too. So the way we fix that is we just multiply the left side and the right side by that common denominator, by that denominator of a 2. When you multiply 2 right here, they're going to cancel. You'll just have a minus 1x. 2 gets multiplied to 13. You will get 26y. And on the right side, we multiply by 2 also. 2 times 2 is a 4. There you have it. You've gotten rid of your fraction. You multiplied by 2 to every single term. For number 6, again, we're going to standard form. This sure looks like we need to distribute to get started, and we will. Negative 3 times x, well, that's just going to get you a negative 3x. Negative 3 times a minus 1 will become a positive. That's a positive 3. And then I hope you can see that there are like terms that we can put together. 3 plus 4 is going to add up to a 7. But we need to get our x and our y together on one side. So I'm going to add this 3x over here, understanding that the y is positive. And we're going to be left with this positive 3x plus the y. Here this wipes out, and we're just going to be left with a 7. And there you have it. You've got your x and your y together on the same side, and thankfully you don't have any fractions. Slope-intercept form is what is asked for number 7. By the way, slope-intercept form, I hope you remember, as we saw at the top, it's really y equals mx plus b. So for this problem of number 7, I'm going to distribute a 2. I'll get 2x, and 2 times a minus 1 will get a minus 2. Then we're going to combine our like terms. Negative 2 plus a 10 will get you a positive 8. And there you have it. That's what we really are going to have for slope-intercept form. Well, for number 8, again, slope-intercept form, that means we need to get y alone. I'm going to subtract a 7x from both sides. And I'm going to put my x first. I'm going to write that as negative 7x and then a minus 21. Sometimes kids will wonder, well, why are you doing it that way? Well, you don't have to. I'm doing that maybe just because, as you see on the far left side of the screen here, a lot of times we do have our x coming first. You could have written it as negative 21 minus 7x also. You'd get full credit either way. But then what? You got to solve for x and divide each of these terms by 3. And you'll have y equals, well, we'll have a negative 7/3 x. 21 divided by 3 is a 7. And there you have it. Let's keep going. As we look at, say, number 9, we want standard form. Again, what does standard form look like? Well, we need our x and our y together on the left-hand side. Tell you what, I'm going to minus a 2/3 x. And this is a positive y here. And on the right-hand side, I hope you can see we're going to be left with a negative 9. A lot of times, students leave their answer like this, but standard form means more than just having x and y together on the left-hand side. What it really means is you also won't have any fractions. And the problem is, you can see that we do have a fraction right here. We don't want to see that 3, which is really division by 3. So every part of the problem is going to get multiplied by 3. These 3's cancel out. You'll have a negative 2x. 3 times a y, that's going to get you a plus 3y. 3 times negative 9 is negative 27. And there you have it. That would be our last rearranging problem. As we go over to problem 10, this is on page 2, they want us to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Now please remember that the x-intercept, we always let y equal 0. We always let the other variable become a 0. And when you see that, this other variable you can hopefully see is going to go away. This is also known as the cover-up method. You might remember we saw that on an earlier video, even before we had to go on quarantine. But here we'd have x is equal to, well, negative 16 divided by negative 4 is a 4. So our x-intercept is a point. It's an x value of 4. It's a y value of 0. To get to our y-intercept, we always let the other variable equal 0. Let x equal 0. And we can do this pretty quickly, I hope. As you do that, you can see you have negative 4 times 0 plus an 8y is equal to negative 16. Again, you could even think of this as the cover-up method, like covering up the other variable because a 0 wipes it out. You can divide by this positive 8, and negative 16 divided by 8 would be a negative 2. Again, it's going to be an ordered pair, a point for the y-intercept. Your x was equal to 0, so that's going to show up in the ordered pair. Well, we've got some graphing that we need to do quickly. This right here is slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. We have a starting point of 0, negative 3. I hope you can see that b value right here, you're always going to have that point as your y-intercept, that's 0 comma b. Your slope, which is your m, is going to be 1 over 4. And that tells us to go up 1 and go 4 to the right. So 0, negative 3 is right down here. And then we'll go up 1, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 steps to the right. I think you're going to see that if we tried to go up 1 and go 4 steps to the right, we won't have enough space. We can, however, go down 1 and go 1, 2, 3, 4 steps to the left. And let's put some arrows on there. Those arrows are indicating that that line goes on forever. It does not just stop. For number 12, this is point slope. And wow, we've got to be careful with our starting point. With our starting point, please realize that the sign inside the parentheses switches. Here's what I'm getting at. Look, you'd have a starting point of x1 comma y1, but look at your parentheses. That x1 has a minus in front of it. Look right here at this positive 1. It actually means that our starting point is at a negative 1. The y value, you don't change the sign. It's just going to be a negative 1 comma 4. How about our slope? Well, you can see that's right here. That's negative 2 all over 3. We're going to go down 2 steps, and we'll go 3 steps to the right. So negative 1, 4, we'll go 1 step to the left. We're going to go up 4. That's right here. We're going to go down 2 steps and go 1, 2, 3 steps to the right. We're going to go down 2, 1, 2. Go 1, 2, 3 steps to the right. If I go down 2 again, I won't be able to go 3 steps to the right. I'm out of space. But I could go back up to my starting point and go up 2 and go 1, 2, 3 steps to the left. Connect those, and please put arrows on them. So again, this is how we'd graph with point slope. For number 13, we're going to need to find our x-intercept and our y-intercept. This is standard form. And as we're working in standard form, our x-intercept, we're going to let y equal 0. So we have negative 4x plus 3y is equal to 12. That's negative 4x plus 3 times 0 is equal to a 12. And I hope you can see that's going to be gone. Then what? Well, we can divide by a negative 4. And we'll get x is equal to negative 3. Our x-intercept is negative 3, 0. What else? Well, we can find our y-intercept. Our y-intercept, that's where we let x equal 0. And if we had negative 4x plus 3y is equal to 12, we've got negative 4 times 0 plus 3y equals 12. And I hope you can see anything times 0 is gone. When we divide by 3, we're going to get y equals 4. So our y-intercept is 0, 4. So I'm going to go to 0, 4. That's my y-intercept. Negative 3, 0 is right here. Connect those and put arrows on them. Okay, let's keep going. Let's take a look really at our third page right here. For number 14, x is equal to negative 5. On our video, that means x is always going to be negative 5. You could have negative 5, 0, negative 5, 1, negative 5, 2, negative 5, negative 1. You get the idea. Plot that out. Negative 5, 0 is right here. Negative 5, 1 is right there. Negative 5, 2 is like so. Negative 5, negative 1. You could see what's happening. We've got a line that looks like this. On your test, you're also going to want to be able to say this is a vertical line, a line that goes straight up and down. Just as basketball players can talk about their vertical leap, how high they can leap up. Vertical always means going up and down. With number 15, y equals 7. Well, you know what you're saying? Your y numbers are always going to be 7. X could be 0, 1, 2, maybe even -1. No matter what, you're going to have your y value equaling 7. So 0, 7 is right up here. 1, 7 is right over there. 2, 7 is right here. -1, 7. You get the idea. You see the line taking shape. This is a horizontal line. And perhaps you even see a word inside the word. Maybe you see the word horizon. When we talk about the horizon, we're talking about the line where the sun is rising or setting. So that's this thing right here. So you will be asked on your summative about a vertical line and a horizontal line, which is which. Hopefully this will help you. One last problem here. We have number 16, and they want us to go ahead and put some a real world problem together. You're going shopping. T-shirts are $7 each. Your shirts are $7 each. The jeans you love are $20. You have $140 to spend. So you have 7x plus 20y equals 140. And very nicely, they've given you the scale. Now, x is going to be how many shirts, the number of shirts you're going to buy. Y, you can see right here with the $20, y is going to be the number of jeans. So let's see if we can do this quickly. The x-intercept, we're going to let y equal 0. And what is that going to look like? Well, it's 7x plus 20 times 0 is equal to 140. Guys, that's going to disappear. You're going to have 7x is equal to 140. So x is 20. Guess what your x-intercept is? It's 20, 0. To find your y-intercept, we're going to let x equal 0. And if we let x equal 0, this is 7 times 0 plus 20y is equal to 140. That's going to go away. Divide by 20. And you'll get y equals 7. Your y-intercept will be 0, 7. So let's put this together. 20, 0, well, that's right here. And 0, 7, that's 6, 7 right here. It's going to be that way. So all you have to do is connect that point to that point. And here is where we wouldn't continue to draw an arrow. This can sound funny, but if you did do that, you would then extend into areas where x is negative, and you can't have a negative number of shirts. Likewise, you can't have a negative number of jeans. Everything has to be in what we call this first quadrant, where x and y are both positive. So that's really what we've got in this regard. You know, the $7 is for shirts. X would be the number of shirts that you would buy. $20 referred to jeans, so y would be the number of jeans that you would buy. So I hope this problem is making sense for you. Good luck on your summative.